What up, guys? What up, guys? This is Monero Matteo. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Today is a shades kind of day. We're getting into some shady things, ladies and gentlemen. So, today we're going to talk about a particular darknet market coming back to life. Now, I just want to start off. This is going to be a video where I'm going to have to use different words than what is listed in the articles because I think YouTube's algorithms are going to censor certain things that we're going to go through here. And so I have to use different words. I'm trying to make it so that I don't have the option come upon me and say, you're banned from YouTube. Because if they discover how awesome our content is, like, they're going to kick us off for sure because our content is just so ahead of the curve. I can't stress this enough. Like, if you guys are on this channel, like, you're getting information that nobody else is getting seriously. And I'm not trying to be prideful. I'm not trying to, boast or buff my chest. It's just the truth. We're putting out crazy good content. And I appreciate the comments. I appreciate everybody who is on the channel, sharing the links and liking the videos. Like, our like ratio, if you guys want to know the truth, is above 90%. That's how good our content is. People are loving our content, and to some degree, maybe that's not a great thing because we need to reach out to people who we can exercise the minds of. I don't want everybody who finds our videos to agree with me, but yeah, we need to share the links. We need to wake people up about this stuff because we are ahead of the curve, so ahead of the curve, it's crazy. So I want to ask you guys a question. This actually came to my mind this morning when I woke up. And I thought about putting the glasses on today, but I was like, if we could have a society where people had to wear a mask for the rest of eternity, or they had to wear sunglasses for the rest of eternity. So everyone walking around either had to wear sunglasses or a mask. Which would you choose? I'm curious about what you guys think about that. Would you rather have everybody wearing a mask or sunglasses? For me, I'd rather have it be the mask. Because honestly, have you guys ever talked to people when it's not a sunny day and it's you're inside and they're wearing sunglasses and there's just something weird going on? It's just dude, is your program not working? Are you an Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator from the 80s and your luminosity algorithm is just off? What's going on? What's going on with that? It's just a pet peeve of mine. I don't like talking to people who have sunglasses on. I have to have that eye contact. And if I don't have that eye contact, there's something just kind of missing there. And I certainly felt that last year with everybody wearing the mask. It's there's some kind of wall between us. There's something that is disconnecting us fundamentally. And it's not good. And I think that's part of the plan, if you want to tap into my conspiratorial side, which is seriously getting ramped up with everything that's going on. But that being said, let me know what you guys think. I think that's an interesting question. But to get into today's content, we're going to talk about this particular marketplace coming back to life, the implications of that, and we're going to connect some dots. And I think you guys are going to find a lot of value from this video. So let's dig into this. The dark web market, this particular marketplace, has come back to life after an administrator of the original project launched it over the weekend. Let me just make sure I'm recording. At the same time, the admin announced plans for setting up a platform for darknet markets to set up shop with a strong focus on anonymity. That's great because the previous people got caught. So yeah, you probably need that. But my question here is, would you guys want to use this? Now, I don't recommend anybody use the darknet. Seriously, I myself, I've never used it before. I'm not tech savvy enough to use it. Maybe it's actually not that hard, but I just don't want to interact with these people, to be honest with you. I'm not into using any particular substances. I'm not into strange forms of entertainment. I'm not into any of that stuff, really. I have no reason to go onto the darknet. I find enough entertainment reading Moby Dick, to be honest with you. I read content which doesn't require things like that. Yeah. So if you guys use it, you do you. That's fine. But yeah, I don't recommend anyone use it just for YouTube or anyone else watching this video who's an authority figure. I'm not saying that this is in any way a good thing. We're just talking about macroeconomics in regards to our favorite cryptocurrency, Monero, which is awesome. So just a little history about this marketplace. It started in 2014, and it became the largest darknet market. The law enforcement took it down in 2017. Now, this guy, Alexander Casey's, I think I read he was running this using his LinkedIn email account. Now, the fact that it took law enforcement 3 years to catch this guy is actually embarrassing, given what I read about his quality control mechanisms. That is pretty crazy. But the other guy, the Snake, is starting it back up. And he was responsible for the security of the market. Clearly, you need somebody else who had that specification, because that guy was going to do the job, and he was never caught by the police. And at the end of last week, the Snake announced on a dark web forum that the that the market reopened and was ready for business. I wouldn't trust it. Tom Robinson, co-founder of blockchain analysis company Elliptic. Guys, we run into a new blockchain forensics analysis company every single day that we do a video. Like every single day, there's like another forensics investigatory firm which is getting on the blockchain, seeing everything that's going on. And we went through one of those firms yesterday, and the amount of information that they're able to get on-chain and off-chain. Remember, the guy who did the hack of the Poly network, the $611 million hack, the biggest DeFi hack in history, and everybody got definanced, haha. Like, dude, the guy had his IP address and his email dug up by some of these blockchain analysis firms. And you could find out a lot with somebody's IP address and email, a lot. And so if that guy, who is a sophisticated computer whiz, who you would think would have a little bit of a privacy orient, especially being a hacker, you would think he would be able to escape the intelligence capacities of these firms. But no, that is not the case. And I suspect it's only a matter of time before he gets caught. And so Monero fixes this. Back to the article. Found the Snake's messages to the darknet market community, where they introduced themselves as the security administrator and co-founder of the marketplace. Is that a complete sentence? Anyways, the Snake provided the original key to prove that it was him. And so it just goes on and on and on. In a lengthy 5-part statement, the Snake explains that they want to set new standards for a sustainable model and build a professionally run, anonymous, secure marketplace. Okay. Well, and how are they going to do that? Well, one of the ways that they're doing that is by not using Bitcoin, as we'll see. Now, this Reddit article was taken off of the Reddit forums. I'm not saying that was a bad move. You really don't want Monero to be associated with all this stuff, even though it unfortunately kind of is. But the reason why certain people are using Monero is because it works. Like, the privacy actually works. Now, there's a bug that they're working on fixing that was recently discovered, which infringed a little bit on the privacy capacities of the coin, but they're going to get that fixed and it's going to be fine. But there's a long track record of being able to cover up a lot of stuff that would otherwise be seen on some of these other surveillance coin blockchains. So a lot of them are using Monero, and they're not going to be using Bitcoin. In fact, so I think this is from the Snake. I think this is from the guy who is making the post as to the opening of the marketplace. He said, Monero is a currency which we added previously on our marketplace alongside few others. Currently, it is the only available cryptocurrency to use on our marketplace due to its higher security and anonymity. And notice how it says security. It's more secure than Bitcoin. It's more secure than Bitcoin. Now, as of now, because of the lack of traffic and the lack of miners which have migrated to Monero relative to Bitcoin, it would be easier to 51% attack Monero, as far as I understand. You would need, I think, like 1 million laptops to all be mining Monero. But the fact that you mine Monero with a laptop instead of some of these ASICs machines, which cost like $10,000 now, and a lot of the expenses in regards to mining Bitcoin is getting very high, and so that's going to cause economies of scale. And instead of people mining it themselves, they're going to invest in some of these mining companies to do it for them, which centralizes things, and so that compromises security. Because as it gets more centralized, you're going to have to abide by more regulations, presumably, and the more companies that abide by the regulations, the more that others are going to have to. And the regulatory effects are going to spread like network effects, and that's all going to seriously impact the security of the coin, as far as it being, fungible, as far as it being private and everything like that. As we saw in other videos of ours with certain people getting censored from some of these public blockchains. So on to what he said. He said, anyone serious about their privacy should migrate from Bitcoin and the likes and only use audited privacy coins to do transactions on the dark net. Monero offers the perfect mix between usability, community support, and guys, the Monero community is just fantastic. We have the best community out of everybody. Seriously, just the people are awesome. These people are incredibly brilliant. People want to continue to learn more about this coin and are passionate about freedom and are passionate about changing the world. This is wonderful. We love our community. And it is great in security and anonymity. So this guy had a good comment. He said, I'd be very skeptical of this new iteration of the marketplace, and it could be a honey trap, basically, is what he's trying to say. So I'd be careful of this stuff, guys. Like, don't do these substances. Don't hire these people to do these terrible things. Don't engage in this terrible entertainment stuff, which sometimes is found on some of these websites on the dark net. Go to church, pray to God, and use Monero anyway. We can use Monero legally, guys. That's fine. But we can't deny that that's going to be pretty bullish for Monero. DeSnake says that the new marketplace has been built to last using secure and audited code, bulletproof servers, and safeguards against disruptions caused by hardware failure, police raids, or seizures. And I apologize, guys, my computer's a little bit slow. I have like a bazillion tabs open because I'm working on so many different videos. Like my ADD is just getting crazy with this stuff. There's something coming out every day I have to do a video on. So I hope you'll forgive me for that. And this is hilarious, guys. Oh my God, this is hilarious. So check this out. The snake also laid out a set of rules for the new marketplace to avoid drawing unnecessary attention from law enforcement. No harming others. We love that. We love the non-aggression principle. No self-defense tools. I don't even know if you could say that in this new Orwellian word. No this stuff. Definitely none of that stuff, guys. No fentanyl or fentanyl-laced based substances. Not based in the cool way. Based, not in the cool way. And no stabbies. No stabbies, ladies and gentlemen. And it's just so, it's so based that they're putting that into the same category as fentanyl, because it kind of is in the same category, if you ask me. And I know that there's a big debate about that. We'll see what happens over the next 18 months. Because some of this stuff has a little bit of a long time horizon in regards to the effects. And at that point, they're just going to blame it on another variant. I'm sure of that, and they're going to expand the operation that is in place. None of this other stuff, right? But I just thought that was hilarious that they put that into the same category. Because, yeah, it's not good. At least according to these people. I'm not a doctor. I'm going to put that what is it called? Anyways, I'm not a doctor. I'm just going to put that in there. This marketplace now uses only this currency. In its glory days, this marketplace served over 200,000 users and 40,000 vendors. It had more than 250,000 listings for these substances. Guys, that's not good. But you do you. Stolen and fake documents. All these hacking stuff. Not good also. We don't like that. But it was estimated that the market transacted at least $1 billion worth of cryptocurrency. Now, back in the day, it was mostly in Bitcoin. That's how a lot of people got caught. And, guys, just imagine the market cap of Monero, I think, is like $5 billion. $1 billion is a fifth of the total market cap, and I think that's going to significantly increase the market cap of the company if you have that much of an increase in cash flow come back to the marketplace. And as we'll see later, because of some of the other things we're going to go into, I think that the cash flows are going to significantly increase, because it's not just going to be about all this bad stuff. It's going to be for other supplies, which you're not going to be able to find because there are going to be supply shortages as a result of logistics problems, as a result of labor shortages, because everybody's going to be forced to get this stabby if you want to work, which is insane, but that's what's happening. It's like we already have a labor shortage a labor shortage, why not make it worse by making everybody get this untested medical operation, which is just such lunacy, people. It's just such lunacy. But yeah, we're going to have labor shortages, logistical problems, and inflation is going to go through the roof. And it already is going through the roof. The CPI numbers came out the other day. They had inflation at about 5.6%. Last month, it was about the same. And the CPI is fudge. It's totally fake, and it's totally manipulated by the people in power because they want to control the narrative. Why do they want to control the narrative? Why do they not want to make it so that inflation is actually accurately reported? Well, because if they did that, they would have to raise interest rates. The central bank would have to raise interest rates. They would have to stop $120 billion of monthly QE, which is a lot. That's insane. They're printing like $1 billion every single day to keep the system afloat. Hundreds of millions of dollars happening every other hour. And if they stop that, then you could have a deflationary spiral into hell. Because if it's like, think of 2008, right? Where everyone's got these variable rate mortgages, and if the rate goes up, then the rate to service that debt goes up concomitantly. And if you don't have increases in cash flows, if you don't have increases in wages going along with that, that's going to be a problem. And wages aren't going up in real terms relative to all this stuff. And if rates go up, and especially go up higher than, in the inflation numbers, which I think is going to happen because rates have been artificially suppressed, then that's going to make it significantly difficult to pay back these loans. And if those loans don't get paid back, those people need to pay the loan back to aren't going to have that cash flow to then pay the loans that they have, and then those people can't pay the loans that they have, and it's just like this giant deflationary metastasizing boom that happens. Bust, I guess, would be actually the better term. And everything falls into the abyss. You have a credit market freeze. People can't get money out of the ATMs. And truckers, which rely on the credit markets, can't deliver goods into the cities. And then, everything kind of goes down. And so they want to cover up inflation as much as possible so that they can keep kicking the can down the road that much further with money printing and stuff like that. And they're going to facilitate that, I suspect, to the next level with the central bank digital currency, which makes it so that they can just send money to everybody. They can put a timer on how long you have to spend that money, which facilitates the incentive to spend and increase money velocity. And it's just going to keep going that way, which is crazy. And Michael Saylor wants to help facilitate this using Bitcoin Rails, as we talked about in our Bitcoin Black Pill video, which is insane. A lot of crazy stuff happening, but what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, as inflation continues to get ever more crazy is, and just one more data point, Peter Schiff has inflation at 23%. 23% through his calculations. And if that's the case, then $28 trillion of mortgage debt, or $23 trillion of treasuries, which are yielding like 1.5% nominally, something like that. Yeah, those are all negative yielding 20+%. Holy mackerel, that is crazy town. So that's something to think about. But to go on with the argument, when you have these shortages and you have this inflation kick in, well, you're going to have people who are going to be clamoring for price controls. Because remember last year during the whole bug initial wave, like you had people who were taking masks off the shelves. You had a lot of people buying out the hand sanitizer and then flipping it on the internet and flipping it in the so-called black market for like a 5 to 10x markup. They knew that there was going to be a supply crunch in regards to this stuff. People were going to panic to go get it. And so what did they do? Well, they bought it at a low price. And a lot of these stores, a lot of these firms, they can't hike up these prices as much as the demand is going up because people are going to then come out against the stores. There's going to be PR problems with that. And that was also an issue that Amazon ran into because a lot of these people were going to Home Depot buying these N95 masks, and then they're going on Amazon to sell them for like, $200 a pack, something crazy like that. And everyone got mad at Amazon. They're like, hey, why are you allowing this to happen on your marketplace? And Amazon's like, sorry. And then they took it off. And where do you think they were going to go? Well, they went to marketplaces like this to sell it. And I suspect that that's going to happen en masse with a lot of basic staple items and a lot of commodities and a lot of things that maybe you're not going to be able to get at the stores because there's going to be political pressure for price controls. Price controls will be instituted, and every time price controls happen, you have ever worse shortages. And so a lot of these goods, which you can't find at the, I guess what you could call white marketplaces, are going to go to the black marketplaces. And then you're going to be paying the real fair market value price for a lot of these goods and these services. And so it's not just going to be this bad stuff which shows up on these websites. There's going to be a lot of other stuff which comes in. Maybe food, maybe cookies, maybe other things that people need to get through the day. Maybe toilet paper, if we have another repeat of what happened. And look, and we'll get to this in this article right here. Guys, this article is so key. I mean, you guys need to read the full entirety of this. We're going to skip through it a little bit. Why am I getting McAfee ads? Can we not have that happen? It's probably why my computer is slow. RIP John McAfee, rest in peace. Can you believe that John McAfee was behind this company? And then he became like the renegade that he turned into? It's crazy. Come on. Let's get to the article. But think about it. If you are somebody who's not going to consent to getting these digital passports, which may be coming out, these digital identifications, that could be an issue for you. So my computer is kind of frozen in regards to the internet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go to Google, or maybe I just may cut this stuff out because it was posted on another one too. Cashless passport. Stick with me here. I'm sorry, I don't have like the best tech. So here we go. Let's get rid of this guy who wants to send us into oblivion with the advertisements. So we're going to get into this, ladies and gentlemen. This is so key again. Several new technologies that appear separate and unrelated will soon converge, creating a giant digital trap that will easily entice the uninformed masses, which is why, ladies and gentlemen, we need to get this information out here. Share these links, share this information with people, talk about this stuff with their family, because we have to get people into freedom coins. And I think we should call Monero and some of these other private coins freedom coins, because they are freedom coins. They're not surveillance coins like Bitcoin at these other cryptocurrencies. They're freedom coins. You can transact with whoever it is you want, whenever it is you want. The transaction costs are low. There's so much to say about it. Let's not have my ADD kick in again. The digital trap has already been set, and the elites are using COVID to speed up the process of convergence. Most people will sleepwalk right into the trap, which will ultimately reduce them to a human QR code. Trackable, traceable, and 100% dependent on big tech and big government for their surveillance. And so that is happening increasingly with the universal basic income and everything like that. People are getting financially dependent on the government. And I think I read a statistic that I think it's 25 to 30% of the people in America now, the entire U.S. population, are dependent on the government to cover basic expenses for them. Like think of food stamps, think of WIC, and some of these other programs. Think of the unemployment, think of disability, think of a lot of stuff which is being passed in these new bills where if you have a couple kids, you're getting like thousands upon thousands of dollars from the government. And just imagine all that stuff going away. Pretty catastrophic, right? But they now have that leverage over you. And if they have that leverage over you, they can pretty much mandate you to do whatever it is that they want you to do. That's tyranny. It's total tyranny. And they're going to take your rights because a lot of people will trade their rights for basic survival. Because now that they've gotten rid of God in our society, now that a lot of people don't think about the transcendent, think about natural law, and think about that which is more than their base needs and instincts, people are much more easily led into this stuff, which is why we talk about Christianity a little bit on the channel. I'm sorry if some of you don't like that, but I think it's important. I'm going to unpack each of these seemingly separate threads that will be gradually merged into a single overarching socio-financial control grid. Socio-financial control grid, right? Enter surveillance coins. The most imminent agenda item needed to jumpstart the system is a successful launch of the digital health passports. France, Italy, Ireland, Germany, Greece, and other nations have started to mandate these passports, despite all the protests involving hundreds of thousands of people. They're just going to do what they want, and they lie continually about this. They lied over and over and over again. They said, nothing like this is coming. Nothing like this is coming. Well, now we're researching it. Well, now we're, having some beta testing, and now we're going to implement it for all the betas. And so once the betas get into it, once there's a network effect to that, then you're going to be pulled into it too. And thank God the alpha chads are out there protesting this. But, they're going to do what they want. They have the leverage at this point, and we need to resist, I think, with all that we're able to do. And one of the unfortunate statistics that I read the other day is that 44% of Americans support the digital health passport. 44%. And that statistic, ladies and gentlemen, really makes me weep. It really makes me sad inside that Americans who are supposed to be the home of the brave, who are supposed to be those who are courageous, who are supposed to believe in independence and not trust the government and favor decentralized individual decision-making in regards to choices. You have a lot of people who support this who are all about my body, my choice. Well, except for when it comes to getting injections of terribly toxic substances, potentially. It's just really sad that people are at this level. And we need to awaken people. We need to pray for them. We need to really reach out to these folks and just tell them, hey, we are free, independent human beings. Love one another. And by the way, guys, if it's supposed to work as it's advertised, why does it matter if other people get it? You should be fine. But that's not what is happening now. A lot of the people who are getting the stabby are getting the disease. And because they're getting the disease, it makes you question the stabby. But the media is now able to turn the people who are getting the disease with the stabby against the people who haven't gotten the stabby, because they're making this statement by saying the people who haven't got the stabby are responsible for the new variant, which is ridiculous, which doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. If you disagree, please leave a comment. Let's make this an open discussion. But all this stuff just seems so ominous, ladies and gentlemen. They've lied over and over and over again. And now instead of the population looking to China and saying, hey, you guys should pay for this. You guys let this out of control, and now it's affected the entire world. Now they're able to turn Americans against each other. They're turning all of us against each other, when we should all be coming together in unity during this hard time, and we should be wanting our freedom back from these authorities, which want to turn us into little lab rats, literally, and trapped serfs on this new digital plantation, which they're coming out with. We have to fight back against this, guys. We really do. This is it. But to continue, the drive to digitize the lives of American citizens will start in the cities and move outward, and we've seen this with the development of smart cities. And so this is talking about the developments of needing proof of stabby activity in order to go into private businesses, in order to do a lot of things that you would otherwise be able to do if you lived in a free society. A lot of show your papers activity happening. The digital passports require people to download a scannable QR code on their cell phone that will allow businesses to know they've been inoculated before they are allowed to enter and receive services and to quote-unquote buy or sell. So this seems like Mark of the Beast stuff, and I know that sounds conspiratorial, but that's what it seems like to me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like the sound of this at all. I don't like. If you guys kind of are with me on this sentiment, I'd like to hear from you. I don't want to seem like some crazy dude out here just, getting conspiratorial, but just I'm looking at this stuff and this doesn't sound good. I don't like the sound of this at all. That leads us to the second leg of the digital trap that is baking in the technological oven. A new global digital ID system that is capable of working in conjunction with the digital health passports in the new medical inoculation complex. And look at these names here. We've actually seen some of these names before. Our little treehouse club of cartelized tyranny. 35 members, including Accenture, Microsoft, Rockefeller Foundation, MasterCard, which I think MasterCard has some stake in Blockstream, one of the biggest development companies involved in the Bitcoin blockchain. IBM, the International Chamber of Commerce, MIT SafePass, and Bill Gates Global Alliance. Right, so that's pretty crazy. And in regards to Microsoft, something that you guys should read if you haven't, because this is just totally spooky. Microsoft patents new cryptocurrency system using body activity data. See, this is where the roads lead if you use public blockchains. It's just at some point you wake up and then they are harvesting your heartbeat, literally, Matrix style. Microsoft has patented a cryptocurrency mining system that leverages human activities, including brain waves and body heat. Whoa! So I guess it's cool. You can make money while you're sleeping, literally. I thought that's what investments were for, but you guys are wrong in that regard. You can make money by hooking yourself up to Bill Gates' technology company to have your info harvested, sold to big tech, and you can make a pittance wage. Maybe you could afford some bread the next day as a result of the wonderful data that is attained from your wonderful, beautiful sleeping soul. And when performing online tasks such as using search engines, chatbots, and reading ads. Holy. So you guys see where this is going, right? I really don't need to spell this out, do I? A user can solve the computationally difficult problem unconsciously. Well, that is what's happening. A brainwave or body heat emitted from the user when the user performs the task provided by an information or service provider, such as viewing advertisement or using certain internet services, can be used in the mining process. Yeah. I don't like the idea of being mined. I like my mind not being mined. I like my mind being mine. How do you like that? This is getting really creepy. Back to the article that we started with. Or no, let's go back to this one. Paper vaccine certificates can be easily forged. And that is probably going to be a big market on the dark webs, I imagine. The purpose of health credentials is to securely prove that a person has received this medical procedure. The new alliance is particularly targeting travel to ensure credentials to cross the border, cross industry, and the credentials are fictionless. So this is getting pretty fun, isn't it? Yet another piece to the evolving techno-fascist puzzle is the new digital currency, right? We've talked about this a lot on this channel. The world's central banks are working on a programmable digital currency based on blockchain technology. This means that they will be able to track your spending and shut you off for any reason. And remember, Michael Saylor, who I think is totally the antichrist of crypto, he wants to have the U.S. government use Bitcoin rails in order to facilitate the transaction of the central bank digital currency, the U.S. dollar. And he wants to expand the dollar according to what he has said to all the citizens of the world, whether it's in Asia, South America, Africa. He wants everybody on the dollar. And he's like, Bitcoin will be the digital gold and the dollar will be our medium of exchange. Now, that is not what Satoshi Nakamoto implied when he wanted Bitcoin to be a digital peer-to-peer cash system. That's what it says on the top of the white paper. Digital peer-to-peer cash. Not digital gold, cash. But now Michael Saylor, he wants the dollar to be the medium of exchange rather than your private cryptocurrency, which doesn't need a bank to operate. And yeah, so that's what's coming. And we've seen this activity, tracking spending, in our public surveillance coin blockchains. And we looked at that hacker in another video of ours in regards to the DeFi hack, which this guy got away with $611 million. And I think he started to give that stuff back, which is nice, but he started to give it back because all of his coins got blacklisted. So he couldn't take his coins anywhere. Everybody in the system, the miners, the node operators, the exchanges, were notified that these coins could not be facilitated. And if they did, then I would imagine the mine rewards from that would have then concomitantly been blacklisted because fruit of the poison trees type stuff would have kicked in there. And who's to say that can't happen to you once a lot of the stuff gets rolled out? We talked about this in regards to someone who was, I think, identified by the authorities as a political dissident in a video we did yesterday. And how long before the first shot is fired where somebody like that has their cryptocurrency blacklisted from the system? Because once that happens, look for that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, that's going to be a primary indicator to know that the shift will begin from Bitcoin to Monero and some of these other freedom coins. I think that's going to alert a lot of people and be like, whoa, like, did we just buy into a total surveillance system with this Bitcoin thing? Because I'm telling you, if that happens one time, just one time, the precedent will be set. And I think the smart people who are kind of aware of everything that's going on, or at least have some kind of survival instinct, I think they're going to look at that and be like, yep, I'm out of here. See ya. I'm going to take my gains and atomically swap into Monero. Assuming that the people with our lovely Moneros and the people with our lovely freedom coins are confidential coins, assuming that they're going to want to trade it for a Bitcoin. Because once that first shot is fired, I think a lot of people are going to be like, wait, why the hell do I want this stuff? I mean, it could be a mad rush. I mean, if the people in the privacy community with their freedom coins, the true cryptocurrencies, Monero, Pirate Chain, Dero, and Haven and some of these other coins, like maybe they're like, yeah, we're not buying back into these things. We're not going to trade our cryptos for that crap. And like the price will go nuclear from that point, because the cost of getting in will then be sold at a premium. It would be incredibly, incredibly hiked. So just some comments on that. As you can see in the above statement, the goal is a comprehensive digital identity, combining one's health data and inoculation medical procedure status with banking and other personally identifiable data. And I imagine this other personally identifiable data will include your social media posts, your activity online, what it is you say, and whether or not that is in alignment with what they consider to be appropriate speech, right? So are you guys beginning to piece this stuff together? Are you guys beginning to see why I'm making videos every single day to try to get this information out there? Like, this stuff is just so key. And frankly, I think we should have like 1 million subscribers with what we're talking about on this channel. Oh my goodness, we should have 1 million subscribers. But if that would be the case, I think I'd probably be kicked off. They'd probably find some reason to kick me off, in which case we go to Odyssey. If you guys haven't followed me on Odyssey yet, or Rumble, go check me out there. We're posting all the vids over there. And please donate some of that LBY token or whatever it is they use over there, because I have to make like a transaction. I have to have like a deposit with every video that I put up there, and I'm starting to run out of coins to do that. So if you guys want to pop some of those over to me so I can continue to upload it, that would be great. So that pretty much covers this video. There was something else in this that I really wanted to cover. Let's see. There's something in here that was super key. It's talking about black markets. So maybe we'll just have to read through this. There's something about black markets that we just had to read through. Yeah, so we talked about this a little bit. So there's an internet passport going on. I'm sorry, guys. There was something about black markets in here that was just so key. Let me see if I can do a Control F. Black. Nope. Black. Yeah, okay, so check this out. In today's society, being removed from the internet means you won't be able to buy or sell online or work a job that requires an internet connection. Now, guys, if they start going after the internet, I don't know what the solution to that is. I don't know I'm not tech enough to really have a back channel to that or understand what the response to that is. Now, if you're technologically savvy, I'm going to ask that you talk about what the hedge for that would be. How could you get back to the internet? Because if you can't have internet access, how do you expect to use Monero? How do you expect to use some of these other freedom coins? I'm not sure how that would work. So if you guys have any ideas in regards to that, please let me know. But yeah, I don't want to be kicked off the internet. But if that's what it takes to not go along with this stuff, that's just how it's going to be. I'll get kicked off the internet. If they want to starve me out, then I guess I'll starve. I'm not going to go along with this. I don't care what they do. I don't care how much they squeeze me. I don't care how tight the screws get. I'm not going to accept this. Sorry to get fired up. It's just the truth. So the health passports currently being rolled out worldwide will block you from in-person shopping for food and necessities, while the coming internet passport will block you from ordering your necessities online. You'll essentially be left with the black market. And guys, this is probably the biggest point to take away here. This is the big enchilada. If you can't go into your grocery store, if you can't go into your restaurant, if you can't get access to certain goods because you don't have the mark of the beast, okay, well, where are you going to get those goods? The black market. And if everything is digital cash, then you're going to be using Monero. You're going to be using some of these other freedom coins to then go on websites like this. And if I have to learn how to use the dark web and make it so that I can eat, because maybe they start selling food on the dark web to a lot of people who just aren't going to go along with this, which would be crazy. But look, we live in a crazy world now. I mean, anything is possible. Then that's just what I'm going to have to do. I mean, Lord forgive me. I'm not going to buy any of this other crazy bad stuff. But if it comes down to getting food and basic necessities like diapers or toilet paper or stuff like that, like, that's just what I'm going to have to do. That's just a pivot we're going to have to make. And if that is the case, Monero is just going to go nuclear. Because they're going to be able to track all the stuff on Bitcoin. People's wallets who are associated with black market activity in the future, I think, are probably going to be identified and blacklisted by a lot of these big forensics firms, which are working on the blockchain now, which are dozens of them. We run into a new one every single video, it seems like. And so Monero and some of these other coins, like Pirate Chain, are going to go up like nuclearly in value. And I hope they do, because we really need more people to get woken up to this. And look, if what it takes is these things going up significantly in price in order to get the attention of all of the normie conformies in the world to pay attention to this stuff, because they're, obsessing over the gains, and they're like, oh, huge gains happening because this is going to be the new freedom coin. You're going to have like 100% gains. And guys, there's a reason I don't talk about price predictions or any of that stuff on this channel. It's because I don't care. Like, your wealth doesn't matter if we don't live in a free world. What meaning does that have? If you give up your soul, if you give up your civilization, if you give up your culture, if you give up God, what does it matter how much money you have? But if that's what it takes to get people involved in this stuff, well, let's hope for a big rush, right? So that is the point that I wanted to make in regards to this video. Let's go full screen now. Oh, what did I do? Wrong button. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think that's some key information. I think that's some stuff to look into. I love these sunglasses. What do you guys think of this stuff? Should I wear these every video? Now, if I was smart, I probably would have started out wearing these sunglasses, because Monero Matteo, you want to be a little bit of a shady guy if you're going to be dealing with this stuff, but then again, maybe not. I think it's good if we have like public faces out there advocating for this stuff, especially people like me who love Jesus and aren't into drugs and aren't into all that nefarious stuff that people typically associate Monero with. And I think we need more people like that out there. I think Kevin, he had commented on one of our videos recently. Welcome Kevin Wade to the community. He is coming out with his own channel soon. Hopefully, that's what he says. But we need more people out here. We need more people spreading the word. And speaking the truth as to this stuff. We need more people commenting on Michael Saylor's ridiculous post about Bitcoin. We need more people trying to inform Jordan Peterson about Monero. We need more people to kind of, offer a different perspective in regards to a lot of this crypto stuff that a lot of people just aren't getting out there. And that's why I think our channel is number one for crypto. Of all the channels that you could follow for crypto, seriously, I think we're number one. And that may be prideful, that may be arrogant or whatever. God forgive me if that's the case. But the information we're putting out is just so key, ladies and gentlemen. You're so ahead of the curve. These things are going to go up nuclearly in value. If that's what you're all about, then that's fine. You're going to be rich. That could be the case. But look, ultimately, it's about saving our civilization. Ultimately, it's about making it so that we have a future for our kids and making it so that we're not all serfs on this new digital plantation that they're trying to put us on. And we need to fight back against this. And I think that we should have the standard of Monero to lead us into the battle against those forces. So, also Jesus Christ. We love Jesus here. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say. If you found this content valuable, please like and subscribe. I have my donation addresses below in the comments if you guys want to check those out for Monero, Pirate Chain, and Dero, some of our favorite Freedom coins. And please share those links. Please comment. Let's have a discussion about this stuff. I think I respond to most comments that are put on my channel. I'm really interested in what you guys have to say. I've learned a lot from you, which is wonderful. And so let's grow the community. Let's continue to have this information expand out into the webs of the internet. And God bless you guys. Have a wonderful day. Follow me on Gab, Twitter, same name, Monero Matteo. I have the links below. And Rumble and Odyssey, as we mentioned before. But that is all for now. More videos coming out. I have a lot to do. Stay tuned.